Hello everybody, this is Dwyndl. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. I'm down here in Clearwater Beach, Florida. This is where my hotel is anyway. I'm here visiting 3 different suppliers for work, and I'm reading through the book of Luke right now. And it's interesting to go through one of the Gospels, but in Luke chapter 5, that's where I'm up to right now. Jesus, he calls Peter, James, and John to be disciples at the beginning of the chapter. Then he heals someone with leprosy. Then he heals someone who's paralyzed and can't walk. And then it says this in verse 27. After this, he went out and saw a tax collector named Levi sitting at the tax booth. He said to him, "Follow me." And leaving everything, he rose and followed him. Now here's the deal. Levi was a tax collector. He probably had some money. He probably had a little bit of status, even though they were looked down upon because they were considered crooks. He still probably had a little bit of status. He left everything behind, it says, just to follow Jesus. And this one kind of hit me because it reminded me of something a while back. I used to have this folder that I had online that I could go to. And in that folder, I had just some memories from the past, some letters, some photos, some different things from some times in my past, with some things, with some people that I knew. And it wasn't the best time of my life. It wasn't, it was not my proudest moment, but I held on to them. And here a while back, I got convicted about that because there was a night where I almost opened them up again. I almost went looking through them, reading the letters and the poems and things, and instead I deleted everything. I completely gave up access to all of that so that there's no way for me to get it back. And even blocked a couple of people from being able to reach out to me if they ever wanted to. And I did that on purpose because I knew there was the possibility that at some point I was going to be tempted, and I didn't want to be. Now, in our world today, we don't do that a whole lot. Instead, we want to hold on to stuff. We want to say, I'm going to hold on to that boyfriend or girlfriend's number. Nothing's going to happen. I'm not going to call them. Or I'm going to keep that person on Facebook even though they've caused problems, or even though I know it would cause problems in my current relationship, but I'm going to hold on to them just in case. And then all of a sudden there's that late night where you're lonely or you're upset or you're confused or whatever, and it's like, hey, well, why don't we just talk and see? And you never know what's going to happen there. It just allows for some temptation to be there that doesn't have to be. Or maybe it's with something you've done in your past, maybe a certain job or a certain occupation or activity that you were taking part of in the past, and God called you out of that and has something better for you. And then you say, well, I'm just going to hold on to that just in case. Years ago, I think our church, the church in general, most churches in America especially, became very legalistic and judgmental. And we've seen the fruit of that for a lot of people today not wanting to be a part of church because of experiencing that. But now I kind of feel like we've gone the other direction in a lot of churches, to where we talk so much about grace, we talk so much about what God wants to do for us and all the blessings of God, that we forget about obedience and holiness. And what I'm being convicted of lately is the need for obedience. When we come to Christ, things change. Now understand, there is no requirements for any kind of actions in order for you to be saved, to receive Christ. Paul said it very simply. It is by grace we are saved through faith, that not of ourselves, not of works, so that no man can boast. There's nothing we can do to earn our way to salvation. There's nothing we can do to earn our way into God's favor or to earn our way into heaven. He said that if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. And that's what it takes, is simple confession and a belief, a faith that he is who he says he is. But here's the thing. When you experience that faith, when you experience that belief, when you put your trust in Jesus as Lord, it produces obedience. It produces certain works. And God doesn't want you to stay where you were. He wants you to be better than you were. So my challenge today is very simple for me and for you, is in what area am I holding on to something that I'm not willing to leave behind because I want God to bless me. I want God to anoint me. I want God to use me, but I still want to have that little nugget, that little thing that I want to be able to do because that's my sin. And it's okay. God understands I have my sin. But the truth is, it's sin, all sin, that nailed Jesus to the cross. But we should be seeking holiness. We should be seeking obedience. We should be seeking a right relationship with God as Christians. If you're not a Christian, first you need to know Jesus. And I'd be glad to talk to you about that. I just talked about it a little bit, but I'd be glad to do it even more. But hey, that's what I want to share with y'all today. I hope it'll make you think. I hope it'll challenge you a little bit. I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Study the Word. Spend time in prayer. Let God do something amazing in your life. Love y'all. Bye-bye.